wherever you are in the rest of the world, whether you're here in the US, in Canada, in Australia, in London, if you're over in Africa. I know I've got listeners from all over the world, Italy, Germany, just to name a few. I want to say thank you to you guys because this really is like blowing my mind that my message is getting out there like that. So I just want to say thank you for that. You know, today's topic, as you can see, is about managing your emotions. And I've asked a question. What happens if you do nothing? Guess what? Nothing happens, right? Nothing at all will happen if you do nothing. You know, it is essential for your emotional well-being to achieve self-awareness around your emotions so you make better decisions on how you respond when you're triggered based on how you're feeling. Now, guess what? Achieving self-awareness means taking time to really getting to know yourself, like who you are as a person, to you alone, not you as a mom. If you're men watching, not you as the dads, not as a sister, not as a wife, not as a fur baby parent. No, none of that. Not as an employee. I'm talking about you for yourself. Like when you look in the mirror, the person staring back at you. Who are you? Being open to change. And that's a really hard question to ask sometimes, right? Because we don't always go that deep. But that's really where it starts. It's getting to know you as a person. Like what makes you tick? What makes you happy? What are the things in life that you aspire for? And these are things that it takes time to get to know who you are. Being open to change, because guess what? Change is inevitable. It's a piece that we often are really freaked out on allowing into our lives, like really embracing. And then also embracing that pivoting may be part of the process. In fact, it's also another piece that we often will, in fact, resist because along with change, which we don't like, which most of the times we don't like, I know, I've been there. If we have to pivot because now we don't have that control piece, and that's a really hard piece to let go of, right? Control, because we don't know what's going to happen. So that's the fear of the unknown. So we try to hold on to it with all of our might to try not to let anything out of our control. But that really can mess you up. So being aware, like just be aware that change is inevitable. Be open to pivoting because you never know what's waiting for you around the corner. It could be what you've been waiting for all along, and it could change your life forever. Hello, I'm Leslie Gadet, and I'm a women's empowerment coach. I help my clients achieve self-awareness around their emotions so that they can handle their triggers, manage their emotions, and live a more positive life. Now, if you're new to my lives, I want to say thanks so much for hopping on and checking it out. And welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you've been following me for a while, I want to say thank you so much for your support and welcome back. I truly appreciate you. So today I want to talk to you about what happens if you don't take action and how that can really affect your life. But before I get started, let me explain the trigger cycle and what triggers are. So with that being said, this is the trigger cycle, okay? This is our emotional cycle on repeat. I've written that in the middle. As you can see, this is something that we go through on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times a day. So what are triggers? Well, triggers are an event. Something happens. Something happens that will make you start to feel a certain way. So it's going to evoke an emotion. And in turn, based on whatever that trigger is and how severe or not, it's going to fuel your emotion. In turn, your emotion is going to drive your response, meaning what you say and what you do. Now, your response, the action that you take, is going to provide your reward, meaning it's going to be a positive or a negative reward. And what do I mean by that? Okay, so positive reward means that you are really super self-aware about what triggers are in general, what your triggers are specifically to you, how it relates to you, how your triggers are emotionally making you show up. You have a really good understanding of that, and you're able to make real-time decisions based on whatever your trigger is, whatever that emotion that's being evoked, and you won't allow that emotion to be the one that drives you. You're going to make that better decision in the moment, meaning you're dealing with it right now, the here and now, and then you can let it go. That's going to be your positive reward, meaning you've real time, dealt with it, let it go. You can be present in your life and moving forward to whatever you're doing right now, to whatever comes next. But typically what's happening is most people are not even, like they're aware that there's triggers, they're aware that they have emotions, but they're not really putting two and two together on how their triggers are actually evoking and fueling their emotions to the point where they're showing up and they're doing the same things in the moment and how they feel, because guess what? They're feeling justified. Now it can go a little deeper. I've talked about like the head and the heart and how important it is for them to be really, really in harmony, but that's for another training. Hi, thank you so much for joining. So, as I was saying, that is what typically people are not really aware of, that these two pieces go hand in hand, which then, of course, what's happening is they're just showing up and saying the things that they say and they do. And in the moment, they feel justified, as I said. But after they've had time to think about it, they've cooled off, and then they've realized, okay, what did I do? What did I say? And they're not really so proud of it, and realizing this is not who I am as a person. It's not who I want to represent as myself. And so now they got to go back and try to fix that relationship or whatever it is that they did or said. And a lot of the thing is, what's going to happen is there's going to be times where it's going to work because you have people who are invested in you emotionally, your family, your close family, your friends, people who really care about you, who want to keep those relationships good, are going to allow you to mend that relationship by apologizing. Although those relationships can also be damaged if it becomes your normal way of that's how you are, and you're going to then say, okay, well, they know who I am, and so they should accept that this is how I am. But that's really not healthy either. So that's what I mean by not really having that awareness around this, because you know this is happening, you have this, but you're not putting two and two together. So what does that do? It makes you have one foot in the past, always having to go back and fix those things, those relationships, because you've said or done something that really wasn't how you really wanted to be presenting yourself, but in the moment you felt justified. But you have enough of those, and it's going to keep you with one foot in the past always, right? Meaning you can't be present. You're not dealing with things real time, and you're not being present in your life and moving forward. So with that being said, that is what your negative reward would be, always one foot in the past. So with that being said, that is what this trigger cycle is all about. So what happens if you do nothing? If nothing changes, right? Your life goes on as usual. Nothing happens. I came across a quote recently that says, "Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose." I want you to hear that again. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. Wow, truer words were never spoken, right? So what will it cost you if you don't take action today to manage your emotions instead of your emotions managing you? Well, you'll go on living your life, check. You'll still get triggered, check. You'll still have emotions, check. Your emotions will be evoked and fueled, check. And you'll still respond, check, check. And maybe the way you typically respond, your usual MO when triggered, the way you typically respond is you say and do whatever you feel in the moment because you're feeling justified in your response. And eventually, like I said, once you've had time to cool off, you've thought about it, you realize that, oops, that's not really who I want to be remembered by with how I responded. And so now you have to go back and fix it. And that puts you in the realm of having one foot in the past, always having to go back and fix things. And as I said, if you have enough of those moments in your day, you will have a very hard time being in the present, looking after what's happening in real time, living your life for what's now and what's next. Not able to look forward because you will be in perpetual fix-it mode, having to apologize for the words you said or the things you did. And as I said, sometimes that's going to work and, apologizing, and sometimes your apologies are going to fall on deaf ears. Meaning if you're typically one to allow your emotions to get the best of you, and you say and do whatever you want to in that moment, and you do it enough times to the same people, this is what I was talking about, the people who do have that vested interest in you, you may find that they'll start resisting your apologies. I don't know if that got your attention, but that sure got my attention. So what's it costing you? What will your life look like if nothing changes? If you don't learn to manage this piece here, your emotions, so that you can make better decisions on how you respond when triggered. Are you content with getting in your own way and allowing your emotions to manage you? Getting in your own way by allowing your negative self-talk, the negative inner villain that we sometimes allow to be the driving force, telling you that you're justified in your responses, but you know that really it's not a healthy way to be responding? Or how about this? Maybe you have a younger generation who's watching you, your children. Are you worried that you're sending them mixed signals on how to deal when something happens. And your normal MO may be to lash out, but you're trying to teach your kids that's not how to be, but they're watching you and they're seeing it's not the way I should be responding. How come you're doing it? So they're learning from you. So are you ready now to give yourself permission to take back your power? If you're ready, ladies, if you're ready to take back your power, drop a me below in the comments and let's set up a call to see if I can help you start your transformation. Because it starts with you at least admitting to the fact that yes, I'm allowing this piece to be the driving force in my life on a daily basis so that when I'm going through this on repeat, I'm saying and doing what I want in the moment because I feel justified. And all that's doing is because I have enough of them. It's keeping me with one foot in the past and I have that negative reward. And I'd rather be more self-aware around it because I know that I'm a better person than that. So if that's you, drop a me in the comments below and let's set up a call. I want to thank you so much for watching, whether you're on here live or watching it back. I really appreciate your support. And if you know, if you've got some ladies in your life right now, some women in your life right now who really need to hear this message, please feel free to share this video. Remember to navigate your day with an attitude of gratitude because with the right attitude, it will put you in the right mindset for when life happens. Now, guys, I know you're saying, well, you're talking to the ladies. And yes, I understand. I am a women's empowerment coach. And yes, I definitely know that you're going through things as well. So if you're looking for some resources or maybe even some groups that I can, a group that or two that I can maybe refer you to, just send me a DM and I'll see if I can hook you up, okay? I'm Leslie Gaudette and I'm a women's empowerment coach. I empower women by helping them achieve self-awareness around their emotional triggers so they can transform their lives by lessening their stress, which sets them up to live a more positive life. I hope you have an amazing day. Oh, and ladies, I'm going to be going live in my free Facebook group tomorrow. So if you want access, again, type me in the comments or DM me in the link for the link, and I'll get that over to you right away. So I know I said type me if you're looking for a way to, take back your power. So if you want to like say, me too for the group, that's fine too, so that I know what you want. You're looking to have access to the group so that you don't miss out on tomorrow's training. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you. I hope you have a fabulous day and I will talk to you again soon. Bye guys.